In the recent times, there have been lot of heated confabulations about India, whether being it as a nation or a union of states. Today, in this video, let us answer the trivial question and also know why India is just more than a nation or a union of state. So without any further ado, let's begin the elucidation. Before we go into the roots of this issue, first let us know what is federalism and its types. Federalism is a system of government in which the power is bifurcated between the central authority and several or various constituent units of the country. And federalism has at least two levels. Both these levels enjoy power independent of the other. To simply put, they are autonomous. In federalism, there are two types of federations. Number one being holding together federation. In holding together federation, a large country chooses to divide its power between a central authority and several constituents of its government. This is known as holding together federation. For example, India. The second one being coming together federation. When independent states decide to join and form a larger unit, this is known as coming together federation. For example, USA. And finally, when it comes to the question of India being as a union of state, yes, in the Indian Constitution, Article 1 clearly says that India is a union of states, although its constitution is federal in nature. According to Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, the phrase union of states has been preferred over federation of states for the following two reasons. The first reason being that the Indian Federation is not the result of an agreement like the American Federation, and this is because in the Indian Federation, the states cannot be separated and claim sovereignty individually. That can be only done with the permission of the union head. The second reason being that why Indian Federation is a union, because it is indestructible. And to put it in simple words, India is an indestructible union of destructible units. Now what about a nation? First of all, what is a nation? A nation is a large body of people united by a common descent, culture, history or language inhabiting a particular territory or a particular country. Our forefathers and mothers aroused the feeling that India, that is Bharat, is a nation of, for and by the Indians. For instance, exposing the fallacy of the British view, Gandhiji wrote in his Hind Swaraj book, which was written in 1909, that the English have taught us that we were not a nation before and it will require centuries before we become one nation. This is without foundation. We were one nation before they came to India. One thought inspired us. Our mode of life was the same. It was because we were one nation that they were able to establish one kingdom. Nationalist to the core, even Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose with his INA was able to deal the final blow on the British rule in India by arousing the spirit of nation over community, religion, tribe across the length and breadth of the country. Netaji believed in the inner strength of India as the real strength of the independence movement, and that's what eventually made the British to relinquish India, the very rise of Indian nationalism. Other than this, I feel that there is another degree or another higher level of illustrating of what India, that is Bharat, is. Because the Indian state was formed in 1947 and later as a republic. But what about the pre-independence era, the pre-colonial era, two millenniums together? Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma, which is highly regarded as a way of life, originated right here in this very geography, and it is considered to be the oldest religion in the world and founded across the 15th to 5th century BCE, or it may be even before that as well. Also, in many of our ancient religious texts, for example Vishnu Purana, it has been described that the land that lives to the west of the ocean and south of the Himalayas is Bharat. Of course, with the timelines, the perimeters of our ancient Indic kingdoms kept altering, but what remained and thrived was the civilizational continuity by the means of dharma, that is moral obligation or moral duty. So this corroborates that since millenniums together, Bharat has existed as a civilization whose persona has been spread across the length and breadth of not just the ancient continent but throughout the whole world, and also simultaneously illustrating the indisputable fact that Bharat at its profound and ultimate level is a civilization that is eternal. Netaji famously said, unlike other ancient civilizations such as Egypt or Babylon, Phoenicia or even Greece, the ancient culture and civilization of India is not dead. India of the past lives in the present and will live in the future. To be candid, it doesn't matter of what we as Indians consider India to be a union of state, nation or even civilization. The prime thing is that this is the geography that hosts us, shelters us, and this is our home. We should all be able to live and stand by it and uphold its sovereignty, security, integrity, and ultimately act and adhere according to its national interests, which our ancestors did as well.